And then I'm also going to share my screen. There we go. So thank you so much for joining us tonight to talk about Victory Cruise Lines. Very excited. We have some incredible itineraries to share with you and some vessels. But real quick, wanted to start off by introduce myself. I'm the business development manager for Victory Cruise Lines on the East Coast. But I wanted to share with you who we are and where we come from. So Victory Cruise Lines was actually created in 2012, and they were only doing the Great Lakes. In 2018, Hornblower Holdings actually bought them in 2018 and has slowly but surely started to grow the vessels and also the destinations. The reason why I wanted to show this screen is because Hornblower Holdings is a very big company. They are actually a US based company, and they do a lot of interesting products all through the United States. They own over 100 vessels, and they are bonded just like the big ocean liners like Caribbean Carnival Cruise Lines and Norwegian Cruise Lines. You might be familiar with our sister company, American Queen Steamboat. So American Queen Steamboat, they handle the rivers. They do overnight cruises in the rivers. And then Victory Cruise Lines, we handle the US coastlines and also the expeditions, which we'll go into in a little bit. So who is Victory Cruise Lines, and what's the experience that you're going to get with us? So currently we have 3 vessels. We have the Ocean Victory, Victory 1, and Victory 2. And the one thing I want you to know about our vessels is that we are small. We're small, and that's a great thing. And the reason why I think it's a great thing is because we're able to get into a lot of coves that the big guys can't get into. All of our vessels, they average about 200 guests. So you're a person with us, not a number. You'll always, we want to know you. We want to get the, know what your likes are. By day 2 or day 3, a lot of the staff will already know your name. So again, a small, intimate experience. Now, also what makes this company very different from the other guys is that you will always have guided trips. And that's a great thing to do, because when we're in these destinations, you'll always have someone beside you telling you about the people, the culture, the wildlife. And it's really an immersive experience in these destinations. These vessels are beautiful. They're great. And they're very useful to get around, like I said, into smaller ports. But to us, they're only vessels. We want to go explore those destinations. So who travels with us? We seek those who are explorers. We want to go explore these destinations and learn more about these destinations. Active travelers, those who want to get off the boat as many possible times and go exploring. This isn't sitting beside the pool or by the ocean. This is for those curious people who want to learn more about the Mexican Peninsula, about Alaska, about the Great Lakes. We're looking for active explorers, and the average age for our vessels are about 55 or older. But we are seeing a lot of multi-gen families join us on these cruises, especially in Alaska. We're seeing the grandparents are signing up for these cruises, but they're paying for the grandkids to go with them. So it's it's opening up a younger demographic, but most of the time our average age is about 55 to 70. So let's quickly talk about the destinations in our ships. We're going to start off on the East Coast with the Victory 1 and Victory 2. Now this screen can be a little misleading because these vessels have been in dry dock since the COVID pandemic has happened. So while they've been in dry dock, we took the opportunity to not only repaint them, but also refurbish them inside and out. So they're going to feel brand new, sleeker furniture, and the entertainment places are going to be beautiful too. So we're very excited about them. But again, what you'll notice about this slide is that we're, again, 200 guests, a small and intimate. So starting next year, January and February, we're going to go down to Mexico, to the Yucatan Peninsula, and we're going to do an 11-day adventure. Again, So we're going to fly down to Cancun, and with us, you will always get the pre-hotel night stay included in the price. So every time you fly with us, or I'm sorry, cruise with us, no matter where you are, you'll always have that pre-night hotel stay. So we're going to start out in Cancun. We'll go down to Tulum and have that experience. See the Tulum, the Tulum. Geez, I can't think. The Tulum ruins, and then we're gonna hop on board in Cozumel and cruise down the Costa Maya, go across the top of the peninsula down the Progreso. Then we'll visit with Campeche, and then we're gonna go 2 days internally. Now, the great thing again about us is those guided tours. So when we're internally in Mexico, we'll be on escorted buses. We'll have our guides with us at all times to tell us what we're looking at, what we're experiencing, and we're going to go see the Chichen Itza pyramid too and have that experience. So that's going to be in January and February. Then we're going to move up to the Southeast United States. In March and April, we're going to visit the Southeast coastline. And at this point, we're going to have the Victory 1 and Victory 2 cruising. So at this point, we're going to be able to do a lot of trips. These are 12-day trips. We're going to start off in Amelia Island, and we're going to go north. Now, the great thing about us when we're in the East Coast doing these city tours, we're going to have 3 buses follow us around at all times. These buses are great because when we get out in Savannah, we're going to do hop on, hop off excursions all through the city. So we're going to have this big circle that we do around Savannah. We're going to hit a lot of major ports in that city. And while we're doing that, a lot of the things that we visit are already included. We're going to visit a museum. We're going to visit landmarks. We're going to do shopping, and we're going to do lunches and dinners. A lot of that is already included in the pricing again. And we're going to do it on those hop on, hop off buses. So we'll transition up to Charleston, come back down to Jacksonville, hit West Palm Beach, hit Freeport, Bahamas, and then end up in Amelia Island again. So we're going to do this in March and April. And then as spring is coming around the corner, we're going to visit the New England coastline. So all these little cities that you see that are marked, we're going to be able to visit those. Again, we have Victory 1 and Victory 2 cruising at all the time. So we're going to have a lot of variations and a lot of different city stays. One of my favorite variations that we're going to do is the Amelia Island to Halifax. This is a 13-day experience. And why I like it so much, you're going to hit all the major cities. You're going to start off in Amelia Island. You're going to hit Baltimore. You'll hit New York, Boston, and then you'll end up in Halifax. Again, you'll always have those guides, and also the hop on, hop off buses will be following us around while we're visiting these destinations. So as spring is coming to a close and we're heading into summertime, we're going to make the turn into Canada. And again, another beautiful trip. Now, I want you to remember this slide because when we're coming out of the Great Lakes, it's going to be fall time, and we're going to go right through this area, and it's beautiful time of the year. We're going to do a lot of leaf watching, a lot of, again, trips throughout Canada. It's going to be a very beautiful and scenic time of the year. But moving into the summertime, we're heading into the Great Lakes. Again, we have the Victory 1 and Victory 2 doing the Great Lakes. We're going to have a lot of variations of this, 10 different variations of this cruise. This is our most popular cruise because we hit all 5 lakes. We hit Chicago, again, with the hop on, hop off excursions, Mackinac Island. We'll hit Detroit, Niagara Falls, and all the way up to Montreal. So this is a really great trip because, again, we hit all 5 of the Great Lakes and a lot of great cities. So transitioning over to the West Coast, starting in April, we have the Ocean Victory. The Ocean Victory is going to join us, and this is a very different ship that you might never have experienced before. This is really an expedition ship, really built for discovering. It's really built for polar regions, but we're going to have her in Alaska and Central America. So we're not going to encounter any icebergs or anything like that, or any ice fields. But you'll see from the bow, it's going to be a very smooth transition no matter where we are. Very luxuriously, it's an expedition ship, and we'll go into that right now. So the nose of the ship, as you can tell, is very different from any other ship out there. The X-bow. This is going to be for a much smoother transition into the waters. Even if it's a stormy day, this ship is built for nasty waves, and it's going to be great because we have these little devices at the bottom of the ship called stabilizers. And those really help steady the ship even in some rough terrain. Now, another thing I want you to see in this picture, right in the middle, you'll see that a little bitty blue area. That's our infinity swimming pool. We do have a swimming pool on board. Below that, a couple of decks below that, you can see where the Zodiacs are. This ship is going to be, again, expedition style. We're going to visit some incredible cities in Alaska, but we're also going to do a lot of expedition experiences too. And when I talk about expeditions, I talk about soft expeditions. We're not going to be hanging off a mountain. We're not going to be doing any skydiving or anything like that. This is purely for soft expeditions. We're going to cruise around in these Zodiacs, the big river boat that you see right there. So if we see a moose, if we see a bear, if we see whales, we're going to hop in these Zodiacs and really, soak up the experience. That's what I think an expedition truly is. It's really learning about the culture, about the wildlife, and we're not on a schedule. We don't have to be in a certain port at a certain time. If we're cruising along and we see a pot of whales, we're going to stop and smell the roses. So we want to get out there and really explore. We're going to do Zodiac cruising. We'll do hiking. Again, why we're hiking, we're going to have scientists with us. We're going to have professors with us. We have professors from Cal Poly University, and they're really going to help us learn about this culture, this Alaskan wilderness that we're in. We'll even do some kayaking too. So we're very excited about this. So like I mentioned, we get her in April. And our first cruise is going to be leaving San Jose, Costa Rica. And we're going to cruise. This is a 17-day cruise all the way up the coastline of Mexico and into San Diego. So that's what we're going to do in April, at the mid part of April. And then at the beginning of May, we're heading to Alaska. We're going to be in Alaska doing Vancouver to Sitka, Sitka to Vancouver. These trips are going to be about 12 days. And again, if you look at this map and see the different cities, we're going to be visiting a lot of cities that the big guys can't visit. So the big guys, when I mean by the big guys, you're talking about ships that have 3,000 to 5,000 passengers. Again, our boat is small, 200 passengers, 93 staterooms. Out of those 93 staterooms, 80% have private balconies. So there's a lot of great cabins to be had on this. And when we're not visiting the cities, again, we're going to be exploring. We're going to do expeditions. We're going to be on those Zodiac cruises, really exploring the coastlines of Alaska and Canada. So we're very excited about this expedition cruise. So real quick, I want to share with you what is included with a cruise with us. So on a typical cruise, like I said, all of our pre-cruise hotel stays are included. So what happens is you fly into the city, and if you fly in early enough, we can set up a city tour, so you can really explore that city. And then the next day, we're going to pick up your luggage, escort you straight to the vessel, and then that's when the cruise starts. No matter where we are, we're going to have some incredible cuisine. Our menus will change daily. What we want to do is really focus on the regions that we're in. So when we're in Mexico, of course, we'll have Mexican cuisine. When we're in Alaska, you'll have salmon and king crab legs. So no matter where you are, we want to make sure you're enjoying that local cuisine. Now we do also special dietary needs. So if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, or if you have gluten-free allergies, we can assist with that. So on our vessels, we actually have 3 different dining options. We have the main dining room. Again, the main dining room is going to have those delicacies. They're going to have a different menu each night picked out by the captain. We also have a casual dining experience. So if you just want a casual sandwich or a salad or something on the lighter fare, we can make that at the grill. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we will have different menus each night, and they've been enhanced. And let's say, hypothetically, you don't find anything on that menu that night that you're interested in. On each one of our vessels, you have the option to have prime beef or lobster every single night if you choose to. And that's included in the price. So with our, we also have a couple of options when it comes to beverages. We do have our beverages are included, but we do also have a premium beverage package that you can talk to Shane about. But for our casual beverage package, all the soft drinks are included. All the coffee and tea is included. Of course, we're going to have water on board. We also have these little water bottles that we give to you, and they're stainless steel, and you can refill them all of the time. We have little water machines all based around the vessels. And then also we have a couple of options when it comes to beer, wine, and spirits. We have choice beverages, and these again are all inclusive. Or if you decide to go with the premium package, we do have premium wines, the red wine list right here, and a premium white wine list. Again, what's included is the beer and cider, and these menus will also change. So when you're in the Northwest, where a lot more ciders are available, we're going to have a lot more ciders on the menu. And then again, we have the premium beer and cider. Choice cocktails. Each evening, we're going to have a cocktail of the evening. And again, that's all included. Or if you want, you can have the premium cocktails. The choice spirits. And then the premium spirits. Again, feel free to talk to Shane if you have any questions regarding these drink packages. One's included, one is a small upcharge. So during the day, again, what we're going to be doing, we're going to have an enrichment program. Wherever we are, we're going to have a scientist or a educated speaker on board telling us about the destination, about the territory. So we want to, again, it's all immersive. We want to learn about these destinations that we're in. And then in the nighttime, we're going to have some live entertainment. So no matter where you are during the day, education, in the evening, live entertainment. So I mentioned earlier, we do have daily shore excursions. Again, these vessels are great. We love them, but we want to get off on them as many times as possible. So we're going to have daily shore excursions, no matter where you are. And again, if you're in Alaska, we're going to have those marine activities, and those are all inclusive. The Zodiac cruising, the guided hikes, the kayaking, all inclusive. And of course, we all have to stay connected in this world. So we do have free Wi-Fi available. And hopefully next year, we're all traveling again. Once everything has calmed down, we'll have our spas opened up again. But we do have, a small little exercise room, and then we have chairs all about to enjoy the beautiful sun. Gratuities are not included, but we do suggest that these kind of be the range that you would be looking at per person per day. And of course, there is some vacation enhancements. And again, Shane can help you with this. We do offer some premium shore excursions. So for example, when we're in Detroit, there's going to be a lot of visits to different areas and different attractions along the way. But there's also the Ford Museum, and the Ford Museum costs a little extra. If we're in Green Bay, you have the Green Bay Packers. If you're in Alaska and you want to do a sport fishing excursion, Shane can help you with that too. And we also offer post-city stay packages. And we do Toronto, Niagara Falls, Chicago, and also Vancouver, Canada. So we have post-city stays. And like I mentioned earlier, if you fly in early enough, we also do day trips around that city that you start off in. And whether you get it from us or you get it from Shane, we do strongly suggest, especially in today's world that we live in, we strongly suggest insurance. I wouldn't buy a $10,000 car if I didn't have insurance on it. So I would strongly suggest that you get that insurance also. So in this uncertain world that we live in, it's always helpful to have that. So with that said, I can open up the room for any questions. But thank you again for having me tonight, and would love to answer any questions that you have about our trips. I know I went a little bit quick, but I wanted to make sure I got everything in for you.
So for specific pricing and all that, I should go to Shane.
That's correct. Yes,
Okay.
yes, Shane can help with all that.
Okay.
But I will
What's
say,
like that-
I'm sorry.
What's like the average cost of, just off the top of your head?
Sure. So
Alaska, for Alaska.
for Alaska, you're looking at probably because that's a 12-day excursion. I'm sorry, that's a 12-day expedition. A lot of things are included with that, but you're probably looking at anywhere between say $3,000 to $5,000 per person.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
And Shelley, I'll go ahead and send you an email tomorrow just to touch base and introduce myself, and we'll go from there. And I'll answer any other questions you've got.
That sounds great, Shane.
All right. And I guess if there are no other questions, Scott, thank you very much for your time tonight. And I'll send out an email thanking the attendees, and I'll attach a copy of tonight's presentation so that you can look it over again or share it with your friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.